Short questions, short answers by Torah Teacher Ariel and E-Bible. Copyright Tetze Torah Ministries 2015. Let's look at this question for tonight. Question: was the Holy Spirit with the people in the Old Testament? Yeah, that's kind of an odd question, huh? Let's see what the answer is. Yes, the Holy Spirit was indeed present with the people in the days of the Old Testament. Yeah, that's a surprising answer for many Christians, believe it or not. He empowered these individuals: Bezalel in Exodus 31:1-3, Othniel in Judges 3:10, Jephthah in Judges 11:29, Saul and his messengers in 1 Samuel 19:20, and a host of others. All right, a central role of the Spirit's work is to cause a man to declare Jesus as Lord, making him a true child of God, a clear reference to the salvation of an individual. Read Romans 8:16. And that's going to become a central theme of my answer, so follow along. We know there's only one way to the Father per John 14:6. This means that all persons counted as saved in the TaNaKH must have also been empowered by the Holy Spirit to have faith in the coming Messiah, right? Even without knowing his name, Yeshua, Jesus. Later Apostolic Writings teach us plainly that regeneration of a man cannot take place without the Ruach HaKodesh, the Holy Spirit. So, let's see this. Let's read and observe the language of the passage from 1 Corinthians. This is 1 Corinthians 12:1-3, and I read this in my liturgy. Concerning spiritual gifts, I don't want you to be uninformed. You knew that you were led as pagans to mute idols. However, I want you to understand that no one speaking in the Spirit of God ever says Jesus is accursed, and no one can say Jesus is Lord except in the Holy Spirit. So despite all of this, his ministry was slightly different back then than that of today because of his unique role and what happened after Acts chapter 2. And what was that? The Holy Spirit fell on all those people who were gathered there. Perhaps it's best to think of his ministry in the TaNaKH as less expansive back then as compared to today. Get that? Less expansive. Less expansive is not to be equated with non-existent. In a very real way, the presence and primary ministry of the Ruach HaKodesh as we know him today would always have to wait until the birth, life, death, resurrection, and ascension of Yeshua Jesus. And that only makes sense. In fact, if we think about this, right, we've got planet Earth, we've got Yeshua who left planet Earth, he's leaving Earth, and the Holy Spirit was specifically sent to testify of Yeshua after Yeshua left this earth. That's John 14:25-26. Let me read this verse for you in Hebrew. Bereshit bara Elohim et hashamayim ve'et haaretz v'haaretz hayta tohu v'vohu v'choshek al panei tahom v'ruach Elohim merachefet al panei hamayim. By the way, that's the verse I read in liturgy. Did you know that the Hebrew word for spirit is ruach, which can also be translated variously as breath or wind? It's that circled red word there, ruach. So, when Messianic Jews such as myself refer to the Holy Spirit, quite often we use the term Ruach HaKodesh, right? We've got a verse here from the book of Psalms: cast me not away from your presence, and take not your Holy Spirit, Ruach Kadshaka, right? Don't take your Holy Spirit from me. Since the Hebrew word Kodesh is a noun, a verse like Psalm 51:11 that I just read here, where the phrase Ruach HaKodesh is found, literally conveys the sense of spirit of holiness. But Holy Spirit with holy function as an adjective, like most people are used to hearing, that works just fine as well too. Catch my podcast on iTunes. Search term Ariel HaNaviy. I've got lots of audio teachings there. But for those of you who prefer YouTube, catch me on YouTube, and why don't you go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel? Why? Because I promise to upload new content every single week. Amen. Amen.